Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I have 4 different die sets from Tonic Studios. We're going to have a look through them and then we'll make some things and see how many different ways we can use these. They're very straightforward, so really ideal for very quick Christmas cards, and they're a good size as well. So I'll show you what we have here first of all. This is the Festive Tags Goodwill Season die set, which has 6 different dies in there, so it's actually 3 different tags, different outline shapes, and 3 different insides, so you can use these, sort of interchange them. And we've got, just let you see on the back here, we've got Warm Winter Wishes, Peace and Joy, and Ho Ho Ho. And obviously you can paper paste these, do all sorts of things, but we'll come back to that in a moment. They don't just have to be tags either, because you can add those tags onto cards. And then these are really cute little dies as well, and there are 2 in each set here. So we've got Merry and Bright Festive Frames die set, and the reason why they're called Festive Frames is because you can make a little frame with them. Each one of them has an outside edge, and these are interchangeable. And then this inner die, which is verso, it doesn't have a cutting edge on the outside, and that means that it cuts the pattern into your card. So there are different ways of using those as well. Because these are so straightforward and the font is really lovely on them all, you can use them in lots of different ways with lots of different card shapes. This one is called A Merry Little Christmas, and this one is called Let It Snow. So the outside edge, as I said there, is different on them all, and you can interchange those. This is a dotty one, as a dashed line, and a plain one there. And the inner dies on each of them are verso, and this one has little snowflakes on it, and this one then has little stars and things, but the font is quite big and they just make a really bold statement on their own. I'm just about to pick out some card and stuff, but I really would love you to subscribe if you haven't already done that, and hit the notification bell. That helps my channel and it helps me know if you're enjoying the videos, and if you do enjoy them, don't forget to give a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment down below, because that sort of guides the way I make my videos and lets me know what kind of thing you like. But obviously it promotes my channel as well if more people watch and more people actually interact too, so thank you very much for that. I don't know what came over me, because I don't normally use purple much or at all really, but I just thought purple and gold would be lovely in this, and you can see it's really bright. So that's me. We've got the die cuts there, and I'll show you this one maybe a little closer. This is the Merry Little Christmas one, so it's actually Have a Merry Little Christmas, but you can see here that I was able to use this and get a frame with it by just taking a die out of an older set that I have. So I've got a kit here, and I'll put the name on screen. I haven't got it at the moment, but this die from it, and you can see the kit it is there. This die from this kit is the exact same shape, only slightly bigger, so I was able to use that as a mat around this one. So you can see that I've got the outside edge cut with this one, I've got the inner edge and the outside one cut in purple, and the outside one cut in white, but then I used that bigger die from the other kit there to use this gold piece here, and I've backed that one on 3D foam pads to give some dimension on it. Now whenever I was taking all these pieces out, I cut it again in gold, as you can see on this one, and I kept all the little letters for it. I kept them all in a little container here, but you may notice as well that I've actually kept all these little pieces that went inside the A's here. You can see I've got 2 of them here because I want to show you the difference it makes if you pop them in, the A and the R's. So you have a little look there and see what you think. But there it is without the piece in. There's an A I've left for you to see, and an R. And I think it looks a lot better if you keep these pieces and just pop a little glue onto the back of them and set them in, and it really finishes that card. So all you need to do is remember that whenever you're cutting them out, keep these little pieces and just wait till you see the difference that makes. That's made a really easy card. There's nothing really to that at all, and all you need to do now is glue that onto a card blank and you've got a card ready and you can move on to the next one. But because I've cut out different layers here to get these gold letters, then I cut this second one out, and as you can see there, I just need to set that away again, but as you can see there, I was able to use this piece so nothing goes to waste. You're really doing 2 die cuts and getting 2 cards. So it's very, very simple, and again I have used this outer edge from that kit. So don't forget to have a little look through the dies that you've got, because there's bound to be something there that you can use, even just an ordinary layering die, and if not, just cut one slightly bigger, just a plain rectangle, and pop it on, and you'll have a different mat and extend the size of it slightly as well. There you are, that's onto an A6 card, a bright and bold card, as simple as that, and all done. And I can do exactly the same thing then with this one. Instead of leaving this one plain just like a card, then an ordinary card like this one, I scored the card front in half and folded it and made a little stopper, as you can see there, with some pearled gold card and some gold glitter card, and there you are, I have a little stopper there, and I've put some ribbon on. That is aubergine purple, 5mm, and it's just another way of changing that up a little bit, but plain and simple is good. Just use whatever dies you have and carry on. The next little die set I'm going to use is called Let It Snow, and it's really beautiful because it's got these lovely snowflakes on it as well there. So I have gone ahead and I have cut it into the card here. So I've just used this die, this one on its own, and I've cut that into the card front, and then I've cut this one out again, and I have actually used the frame with it the next time just to keep it all together. I've offset those, and then that looks really, really pretty on there, and you can just see it shows it off really, really nicely on the front. On the inside then, I've run very, very narrow high-tack tape around here for my shaker element, but I didn't want to be able to just see straight through the shaker to a white card there. So I've taken some of this card and I have cut it to just slightly smaller than the size of the actual card front, but with an extra centimetre on the side here, and I've put some high-tack tape on that just where I folded it, and then that will go here just inside where that fold line is, just about there. Then that means whenever I open the card that you still have a pretty background here. It opens twice, and then in behind here is where you'll be able to write whatever you want on your card. Now for this piece here, I'm going to make the shaker element. So I've taken one of Tonic's little shaker pockets. They come in these little packets, and I have actually run my little anti-static bag around the inside of it so that the elements move freely in it, and I've put some little, that's actually confetti inside there, and then I have sealed it all down here so none of that confetti is going to come out anywhere. But because this is actually not that much not that much bigger than this aperture on the card, I've put narrow tape the whole way around the outside there because I want to make sure that it holds really, really tightly. And the other thing to remember is this little piece where it's folded over will be visible a bit from the bottom, so you want to put that down at the bottom there where most of this confetti will sit, and then you'll not be able to see it. So I'll take all of this off and then place that on really, really carefully, remembering to keep that little seam down at the bottom. I thought this one would look really lovely with a little frame outside it on the outside edge there. So I took the die that I showed you from the kit that I mentioned earlier, and then the inside die that you would cut the outside edge of this one with, and I ran two of them through the die cutting machine together, and that gave me this beautiful little frame which I just glued on round there, and there you are. Now I want to use the Let It Snow and the outside edge, and I'm going to use it on some vellum just to give a sort of a light and airy feel to the card. So I have used the two dies together. and cut out this beautiful panel in gold. Now this is going to be a very blingy card, there's going to be lots and lots of glitter on it, but I've cut this out, and then now I'm going to use this die along with the vellum and some of this double-sided tape. So I'm going to take a piece of the tape which is long enough here, I'll just roll that out, and I'll pop the vellum straight down on top of that. Now obviously that vellum is not cut to size yet, it's not die cut, so I'm just going to pop that on there as you saw, and then I'll just cut this off here. Now you can see that the adhesive sheet, or the adhesive from my roll there, is bigger than my vellum, so I'm just going to trim off the excess there so that I've no sticky parts showing on the outside, and then whenever I have that done I will set this die right on top there and die cut that, and I'll show you then what that looks like at the end of that part. Now I can just carefully remove the backing from that, and you can see that what I've got here is vellum on one side and adhesive on the other side, and then very, very carefully lay this directly on top. So now what I've got is an area with beautiful die cut on top, vellum here, so it's quite translucent, and I've loads and loads of sticky area in here, and I'm going to put glitter in there. Now to burnish that, all I need to do is turn it over, and I can go over the back either with my bone folder or even just with my thumb like that, and burnish all that glitter onto the card, or onto the vellum. Now I could obviously have done that straight onto card rather than vellum, and it would have given a totally different look. It would have been much bolder and deeper, but I want to use this with an aperture so that I can see that light through that, and the vellum is beautiful with glitter on it, so I hope you like that one too. I thought that would look nice then with the snow paper paste back in again, and I had kept those white pieces so from another one, and I just popped them back in there again, and the little gold piece round here. Now I wanted to keep that lovely and light like that, because obviously that was the whole idea, not to back it straight onto card but to put it on the vellum to keep that sort of light feel with it. So instead of cutting a sort of an aperture and just attaching it onto it, the easy way to do this and still keep it nice and light is just to take your die and pop it into the center of your card and cut that through, and then you'll have this area here, because those solid areas are going to be right behind solid areas here, and all you need to do then is glue this outside edge onto the outside of the frame here, and then you'll be able to work out from the inside. It's very, very easy. You'll pop glue on these areas here where this is going to go down, and then just turn it over and you'll be able to see exactly where those go, and everything will all line up perfectly. Now I'm going to have a look at the Merry and Bright. So again, all is merry and bright, and I've taken a 5x7 card this time, and I've layered two lovely pieces of card onto it, so plain at the background, and then this patterned paper that I had with a lovely gold foil on it. Now I've taken the little circle element from the little star box die set, and I have cut out the circle in the centre and then this piece, so you can see the two dies, there they are. And I'm going to glue this directly on top just to give a sort of tone on tone sheen. And then I have taken all of the letters that say Merry and Bright, and I'm going to put Merry around the top here, Bright there, and then I've just put some gold card in behind where the and is, and the and is going to go in the centre, so we'll have Merry and Bright. That's it finished. Obviously you could put lots more decoration on that, but I think that looks really well as it is, and there's lots and lots of bling on it with that satin effect card and then this foiling and the gold mirror card there, and I think that's plenty. Now I've used that same die set to make another card, so you can see here the all is merry and all is bright, and I've cut the panel out, and again I kind of like this sort of tone on tone where I've just putting the same card right directly over the top. So I've cut the plain panel out in the soft amethyst, and then I have used this one and this one together in the same card and glued that directly on top. And then I cut out another panel and took the letters from that and glued them directly in there. And obviously then that means that I've got one to use on another card, and I'm really collecting up all these little letters now, so I'll find a use for those and I'll show you that soon as well. This time I have folded the card front in half and just turned it over here, and I have decorated this panel here exactly the same way as the inside with some satin card and then the foiled card on top, and then pop this panel on, just remembering to put glue just in behind this area because you don't want this stuck down at all. And there we are, another card. Now we'll have a look at the Festive Tags Goodwill Season die set. So this has got 6 dies inside, and as I said before, these outside edges are interchangeable, so you can use any one of these with any one of the inside dies. Now I've gone ahead because these are actually so similar to the bigger ones, except that these are tags rather than big panels, but you use them in exactly the same way. So I have gone ahead and cut some out already, and this is the Ho Ho Ho, and it is really lovely, but you can see that beautiful edge on there. Then I have taken the lettering from this one and put it into a different one here, just in the same way as I did on the cards. And then this one is the Peace and Joy. I've left that open, but I could paper piece that or do whatever as well. And then this is the Warm Winter Wishes, and I have put some crystal drops and then sprinkled glitter over the top just to get that finish there. So these could actually just be used as tags, which is possibly the intended use of them, or you could actually attach them to the front of a card and they would be really pretty as well. So I'll do that with one of them and then I'll be back. I thought it might be interesting this time to use the letters up and use this together. So I have taken lots of the letters that I had left over there, and obviously you could put sort of Christmassy words across here. You could even, you know, put Christmas, or you could put, well, anything, but I wanted to put these sort of random, and that way you can see too that you'd be able to use those for anything. It doesn't have to be Christmas at all, because it's really just a lot of letters. And I've glued them as randomly as I could. Sometimes being random takes more time than being organised, but anyway, I have glued them all on there, and you can see where these have overhung the edge just a little bit there, and that was all on purpose. So I'm just going to nip off these edges, and if you turn the card over you can feel it right up against, you feel the scissors right up against the edge of the die cut there, and that gives you a really nice finish. And there we are. Now there's my panel, and I've got this other panel using the die from the kit, and I'm going to glue that on top of there, that on top of there, and then this right on here. There's the finished card, and I think that looks really well, and it would be an awful shame to waste those. So that makes me feel good as a crafter too, and I'm sure you have the same kind of ideas too. Now I have amassed quite a lot of cards here, so I've got this pile here, and I hope that that has whet your appetite for the die sets. I hope it has given you some inspiration and maybe fired your imagination a little bit for some ideas that you might have of your own that come from some of these ideas too, because sometimes that's what we all do, something that we see from someone else. We don't necessarily have to just copy that directly, but it just sparks a little thing that gives us another little idea that we could use ourselves and adapt. So thank you very, very much for watching. That's me finished. I'm not going to make any more with this set at the moment, but I can see lots of further uses for it, because I'm definitely going to be holding on to these and using them too. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I do hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment. That really helps my channel. And my affiliate links for everything I've used here will be down below in the description, and I get a little commission from that, but it doesn't cost you anything extra, so I always appreciate everybody who takes the time to use those as well. Until next time now, just happy crafting, and I'll see you soon again. Bye bye.